We talked a lot about Boomie. Now talking about Wilson, he is someone who really focuses heavily on the neutral game. He doesn't spend a lot of time on edge guarding. You won't see him hugely commit to edge guard. The slider between neutral game and edge guarding has
on the character creation screen.
Yeah, started to go a little bit more towards edge guarding. And it's not that his edge guarding is bad.
No.
That's just not his focus. It's like when you make a steak, you can just do it with salt and pepper, and it's fantastic. You don't need to add all these other little different things. If you know how to make a really good steak with just salt and pepper, you know how to make a really good steak. And he is one of the best neutral game players in the entire game. He has one of the strongest mentalities in the entire game.
He is someone who has never broken mentally. He, like you said, has an amazing neutral game, will play the on-stage almost to a fault, but when he goes off stage, it is deadly precision. He will wait on stage for as long as he wants to, and when you've gotten complacent and you think you can sit on that wall all day long, he'll just do a quick dash jump, ground pound, boom, your stock is gone.
Now there you're seeing Wilson. You're seeing Wilson on your screen right now. Of course, the other person you saw, that was Boomie. Pressure is going to be on here. This is the second LAN that he has competed under his new org, Tempo Storm. One of the most largest orgs that are in Brawlhalla currently. Most largest. That's how big it is.
They're
so
big.
It
is the most largest. But also, STTP Wilson playing for his homies with the Velocity clan.
He's playing for Velocity. You always want to come out big for your homies. It's like, think about your boss. Like, yeah, you want to do a good job for your boss, but
of course.
Your homies, your homies. You'll take a bullet for your homies.
Your homies, they're the ones who, when you get back out off the stage, they're going to be giving you so much stuff for that. They're going to be ribbing you all about that. But you're seeing them lock in. It is going to be the Petra for Tempo Storm's Boomie going up against STTP Wilson on the Lin Fei.
Now, one thing, we saw Noel come up earlier to coach LDZ. Now, Boomie has a much more formal coach. Like, Creed and Boomie have been locked together almost this entire season. I know Creed has a very large, one of the most largest spreadsheets that I've ever seen of all the different players that Boomie's going to go up against. Creed left early last night because he's got to go home and do his research. He always makes sure him and Boomie go to bed early, that they're here early, that they get ready to warm up. And you're seeing some of this warm up coming out. This gauntlet play from Boomie on Petra.
So much big momentum starting it off for Boomie, going in against the cannon from Wilson. Wilson really not finding any sort of hits onto Boomie.
Now, because there aren't a lot of people playing Orb, like there's LDZ, there's Egg Soup, there's a handful of EU players, there's, Cake's one of the EU players doing that. Maybe Wilson might not have the most experience against Orb. I mean, even Boomie playing Orb is extremely recent. It's been with the release of Petra here just in the past couple weeks.
He really hadn't picked up Orb or Gauntlets until Petra came out. But he is loving this character, loves the general aesthetic, and loves that ground pound as he is going to get the first stock off of Wilson. Sticking with the Gauntlets, that's what got him a lot of that damage build in that first stock of Wilson, so no surprise to see him sticking with it.
Gauntlets did take a little bit of a hit on one of their most popular moves here in the past couple months or so, and a lot of people were saying, like, oh, there's not really a huge reason to play Gauntlets anymore. That's going to kind of mess up their neutral game, but we still seen a lot of people extremely effective in neutral with the Gauntlets. We saw the Moore decks earlier from Sandstorm. Obviously, you're seeing the Gauntlets now from Boomie. There's the D-Light Nair. That's the true combo, wanting to kill off the top. Tried to go in for another one.
What we did see in the previous set, LDZ, with that low strength, Lord Vrax was struggling to finish stocks. We're seeing a very similar storyline coming out here with Wilson on this Lin Fei, a very low strength character. He has to add up a lot of damage. Spirit Ball coming out, but Wilson respecting it, knows the range on that one, and able to punish from below.
Now, in terms of low strength, something that will be different, LDZ compared to Wilson, is Wilson, when he used to play Ragnar, used a ton of signatures. He used them so well. Like, he was one of the best signature users in the entire game. So you're going to have a little bit better kill potential. You're not going to feel that low strength quite as much. That's something that LDZ doesn't do. So maybe Wilson will have a little bit easier time killing if he's able to fully utilize these Lin Fei signatures.
Speaking of signatures, though, Boomie basically played the entirety of the last 30 seconds only using Gauntlet signatures. He's going to be juggling these weapons, trying to delay that next weapon spawn for as long as he can so he can get as much damage built up onto Wilson's final stop.
There's the dare into the side light, into the neutral light. The nice 3-hit. Tried to go for it again. Gets the falling there. Boomie's off stage just a little bit. You won't see Wilson engage. You'll see the down signature right over the corner. Now it'll extend a little bit. If he does it close enough to the edge, that little that small flame will extend right over the corner.
He's starting to see some more signatures coming out from Wilson. Doesn't quite have Boomie in that kill percent just yet, but rolls forward into the neutral signature. Still not enough. That low strength on the Lin Fei.
Now we've seen mostly primarily Katars. Like you saw the weapon spawn come in, he picked up the cannon, threw it away, picked up his original Katars. That way he's gonna prime his next weapon spawn because it does alternate between the two. If you started off cannon, it'll go to Katars. If you start off Katars, it'll go to cannon. So he's gonna get that next guaranteed set of Katars, which seems like to be the weapon he wants to focus on.
Right now, any weapon looks like it'd be nice for Wilson considering he just got disarmed by Boomie. One stock left for Boomie to win game 1 on these gauntlets, but a nice side air from Wilson will even up the stock count.
Now it was looking actually really even when Wilson started on his final stock. He was like just in the beginning of stages of yellow, and he had Boomie in the later stages of orange, in the beginning stages of red, and then Boomie just started to run away, putting out so much damage onto Wilson.
So it is interesting about Wilson's Katars, right? He's going in with a 9 dex Lin Fei. What that gives him is the down air side light into down light. He doesn't really do that. Instead, he's predominantly going into side light neutral light. Why? Because he has that down light follow-up for extra damage, but Boomie, with the side signature, that pummel, gonna add a whole lot of damage. Down light, ground pound. Game 1 goes the way of Boomie.
Boomie's ready for that recovery to come in. He gravity cancels the down light, gets all that stun, follows up with the ground pound. That's the very popular kill option on the edge when you're unarmed. Boomie got to be feeling really good right now. You saw him nodding his head just a little bit, taking a quick sip of water. We haven't seen Creed up yet. We usually don't see Creed.
It's only after 2 losses.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the minimum requirement for Creed to show up on stage, is you got to lose 2 games. Otherwise, Creed's like, I believe in you. I know you know what to do. No character swaps. He's going to be sticking with the Lin Fei as we get right on into game number 2 between STTP, Wilson, and Boomie.
In the winter semis, of course, this is a best of 5. All the sets today will be a best of 5 here. And don't worry, we will see every single set. Nothing's played off stream here in the finals. Getting a little bit of mileage here on the cannon. He is going to have to worry about that orb down air. Not only does it have a long hitbox when it's in the air, it has a tremendous amount of range, just like you saw there, but if it ends up making contact with the ground or the wall, it'll bounce off. So you can extend that range just a little bit. You can hit a more grounded opponent. You can get that little bouncing action. Wilson finding some mileage with these signatures, throwing that cannon all the way away. He's going to strip the field. That weapon spawn coming in straight for Boomie. You see the side light coming in.
All of that cannon damage, though, and honestly, the damage not too different between the two of them.
Oh,
he went for a slide charge neutral signature,
Boomie
bumps
was
his
just
head.
waiting for that. You saw him just sitting right there, not even moving left or right, just jump, 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 wanting Wilson, baiting Wilson over onto the edge, and he completely punished him for it.
And he's maintaining this control over the stage. Wilson runs all the way to the left side so he can pick up this cannon. Can he get the knockout? The neutral signature will do it. And Wilson on the cannon looking a lot stronger, keeping himself a little bit more even in this game number 2.
Yeah, you saw him open up with that early 2 or 3, maybe even 4-piece string. He's using some of those signatures more. You saw him hit 2 or 3 neutral signatures. You didn't really see that as much last game. You saw like 1 or 2 that missed, but this time he's hitting them. He's warming up a little bit more. I know we saw some players on the setups outside of this arena earlier. There's the down stick over the edge. And you're not going to see him edge guard. You're not going to see him commit to that because he knows how strong Boomie is on the edge, and he knows what happened last time he tried to contest Boomie on the edge.
I also really like the way Boomie was positioning. At the start of that, he was playing very low on that edge, really seeing if Wilson was going to go for it again. Because that's what he used to do with the Ragnar, right? Is he'll hit the Spitfire, and then he'll do it again and again and again, just trying to see face check you with it, essentially. But Boomie really respected it, stayed low, and then safely went up.
And we're basically a dead even game right now. Ooh, the D-like ground pound right when he procced into red. That was absolute perfect kill efficiency.
Right on time for Boomie. Wilson needs to find a way to get these stocks. There's the cannon in hand. Can he get the setup for the neutral signature? That's the primary knockout tool for this Lin Fei. Avoids the weapon toss.
And see there, you will see him go for the edge guard there. You saw Boomie dodge to get through the weapon toss. That's going to put him on the in-air dodge cooldown extremely long. It feels like 10 years. So that's why Wilson decided to commit with a Qatar ground pound. You're going to see Boomie dare into the wall to reset his jumps.
He can reset his jumps, but he can't do that forever. We started to see those exclamation points come out on Boomie. Every time those exclamation points come out, it shortens how many times he can touch that wall and reset his jumps. Once the third one comes out, no jumps will be reset. Wilson, though, does find the knockout.
Now, the lead that Boomie had at this point when he went onto his final stock last game was much larger than this game. Wilson's doing a better job this game. He's killing Boomie earlier. Oh,
teleport.
Look at all of that
Nothing
damage.
personal.
That string that he
Down
ended
heavy.
with the signature continued with the breakdance on the corner.
And that puts Boomie up. He said yesterday when we were talking about this upcoming matchup, we were like, oh, it's going to be Boomie and STTP. Oh, here comes Velocity Brian.
Oh.
Coaching. And Wilson takes off the wrong ear.
Yeah.
He's making that as difficult as possible to hear his coach.
Are we going to see the same character? Do you think Wilson?
I think I'll stay with it.
Okay.
I think he'll stay with it.
I think he will too, and I think he should.
Yeah, I do like his Lin Fei. It's just Boomie is a step ahead. At every single moment in those 2 games, you could just see Boomie was just a little bit ahead, and he just maintained that lead going into the finish of both of them.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Coming into this, Boomie's second stock is really good. Like I think we talked about that with Sandstorm a little bit. Boomie so far has had a really, really good second stock. We saw in 2s that his final stock was just immaculate. The amount of damage he could take, the amount of damage he could dish out, like the amount of damage he's putting out on his second stock, the lead that he's getting. He'll be in red on his second stock, and Wilson will be in red on his second stock. He'll kill Wilson, and then by the time the game is over, that stock may or may not be there. Oftentimes, it's still there.
We are seeing Wilson get the better of Boomie, starting to find that damage add up. And then, again, Boomie kind of faking out Wilson. That down signature, if it ends up colliding with the wall, will just stop short. And Wilson wasn't sure if it was going to go into the wall or if it was going to all the way reach him. So he kind of panicked as Boomie went for it.
Now, one thing I'm curious about is we've seen Boomie do that a couple times. Like he did that a lot yesterday where he did it maybe just a little bit too low and ran into that wall. I wonder if any of those are on purpose. Because I could easily see him trying to do that as a baiting maneuver. He might be doing that now, or if that will be maybe something he does in the future when he develops this Petra even more.
Definitely something that we'd have to ask him, but for now, don't have to ask him if he's in the lead because he's got so much damage built up on this first stock while Wilson's already on his second. There's a spawn over on the right side. Boomie catches him with the downlight into the down air.
Falling there, coming out from Wilson, staying right in the middle of the platform, wants to be as far away from those blast zones as he can. Unfortunately for Wilson, he's almost killed Boomie with an onstage Qatar side air twice. That means that's so much damage he has to build up because it's going to bounce Boomie off the main platform, take away so much of his momentum. So if that was just if the main platform wasn't there, that likely would have killed. But because he bounced off, that's going to mean he has to put out even more damage, has to find a more stronger move that's going to come out to kill.
Yeah, he does need to find those knockout options a little bit quicker. Generally speaking, he'll do it with the guitars into that recovery, but he just hasn't been able to find that connection onto Boomie. Boomie just really smartly playing around Wilson's knockout options, and it's one of the reasons why he's been able to make such large gaps is even if he gets all this damage built up, he knows Wilson can't finish the stock.
Yeah, so here's exactly a perfect situation where they're both equal, but we might see Boomie hugely start to pull ahead. He gets the kill. Let's see how long he's able to hold on to this stock. Even hold on to this exact amount of damage that he has. Stripping the field, he's juggling those weapons to delay the next weapon spawn for Wilson.
Goes for the read. Wilson does catch him from below with the neutral air. Over to the cannon. Lots of force on these cannon moves, but he's just not finding a hit. Boomie on the second stock.
Backing up, just completely overspacing the downlight. Sidelight coming out from Wilson. We don't see him following up with a side air or anything in that. We just saw the neutral signature.
Wilson trying to get in on top of Boomie. Sidelight side air sends Wilson off. Boomie's in position. Is he going to finish it with the downlight ground pound? You saw him go for the downlight.
And there it is. Look at Boomie's stock. It's almost in the exact same place it was when he took Wilson's second stock. And they were equal at that point. He did that so many times.
Boomie has shown that he just has STTP Wilson's number.
Yeah.
That is going to be the third time that he beats Wilson this year. And I'm willing to bet he's 3-0'd Wilson every single time. I know he 3-0'd in final round, and I'm not quite sure of CEO, but this is another 3-0 going the way of Boomie.
And that at this point in the tournament, against a player like Wilson, who's been playing so good this weekend,